upload it on my YouTube. I'll gain a few followers.
Yeah, I will.
So yeah, thanks. So see, so how to make a table of content? Can you still see my screen?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have written introduction. Now you want to make it to the table of content. You only have to do add those parts which you want on the index. So you select this, you go to an heading, this random heading, you right click, you modify them. Then you set your own formatting, whatever you want. So these are my pre-formatted things. So usually what happens is heading number 1 and heading number 2 only take place in the index. So you do that. Once you do that, you click here. So now you go on like this. You format the subheadings. This, suppose this is the subheading. So this should be, yeah. So now you do this. This is the subheading, and you go on in the whole project. Now the magic take place here. Yeah. So after you have done everything, the whole project like this, and mark all the headings, you go to references. Yeah. So in the corner, you will see a table of contents. So you go here, then you select the format which looks pretty and you select it. Then automatically your table of contents will be a formatted one. Now, this is not only about the cuteness, it is about marking. So see, when I press control, it acts as a link. So whenever I click it, I will be sent to this paragraph. That's the main thing, because now you are doing 10 pages projects which are 10 pages long and are small. But in future, if you are blessed to and well loaded with the finance and you go to LLM, you have to make thesis of 80 90 pages. So there, this is very essential, and I hope by then you will learn how to do this, because we took a lot of time to do this, and it saved a lot of time. So this is the table of contents. Any
Uh,
doubt here?
I, yeah, I had a doubt with regards
Yeah.
to table of content. Like in my project, I have to write about chapter contribution. So could it be similar to table of contents only, like the chapters which I
I did
contributed?
not get you. Please explain.
Like in my economics project, I
Yeah.
have to write about chapter contributions. It's a group in my political science project. I have to write about chapter contribution. It's a group project, so I have to write the individual chapters which I contributed. So now I have the content, but not any particular chapter. So like, is it like the table of contents where I just divide it into subtopics and put it like an index?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. See, you have read books, right? The first page, which is the index, contains the heads of the project, right? The book.
Yeah.
That's exactly what a table of content is. You just want to show the heads. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And also kindly mention the names before you speak. Yeah. So now we move to the body. So first there is an introduction. You here you will put no sources and nothing. Here in plain words, you will explain what the project is about, because 90% of the times the teacher will only read this page. So in one page you have to make it clear what all things you will cover and how will you cover it and what benefit will the reader get if you have a reader. So that's about it. Here I have done all sort of stupid things like mention laws, cited everything. You should not do this. Now the favorite thing of law is citations. So the difference between normal public on Facebook and us is we have sources. We don't speak out of our own mind. We mention sources from which we have derived our thought. Now no thought in the world can be uh, without any source. You have read it somewhere, then you have formed your own opinion, and then you have written it. So citations exactly point out to the original source, right? So this in order in turn protects the intellectual property right of the original author. So how to do that? So there are various different formats of citations. So there is one Oscola which is followed by Oxford. One is the Blue Book format which is followed by Harvard, and major it is Blue Book only. So see what we used to do in our college days is we used to go. We used to go to citation machine. So this is the easy thing which is there in Earth, which where it cuts down the effort and makes automatic citation. You can do this, but actually it takes more time than a per manually doing it. So I will suggest you that don't do it. But if you simply are adamant that you don't want to do it, you can use this. This is nearby accurate. So write the link of this, share the link. You can save it if you want. For the initial days, this is very helpful. My laptop sucks, so bear with me for the hang. Yeah, just it is just citationmachine.net. Okay. Hello.
Mr. Majumdar, I have a question.
Oh my God, it's Mr. Majumdar now. Not even my father calls me that, but yeah, please.
Right, so my name is Priya Tripathi, and I have a question
Yeah,
with
yeah.
regard to the contents which are there in the project.
Mhm,
Now, I understand that the expectation from first year students does not extend to legal maxims and sort of comments and direct quotations from
mhm,
legislations.
mhm,
However, if
mhm,
some of us do indeed decide to include that in our content, does
mhm.
that, and if we are quoting a direct legislation, does that number one count as plagiarism? And number two, should we do that? Because,
See, see. First of all, plagiarism is not the issue. You got me wrong. Of course, you will quote legislations and judgments because you can't form your entire original thought. But what I meant to say is that while quoting, use your mind and type it out, but don't copy as it is. So, suppose, let me give an example. That Nirbhaya judgment. So, in that judgment, one sentence was, this shakes down the core of humanity, or something like this, right? So, if someone copies this part and he writes that this act of this brutal act of violence has shook down the humanities to its core, now the teacher will know that this is not the original work, so you will get caught. That's it. It is not the scene of plagiarism. It is the scene of uh, not giving the teacher weapon to encounter you. Now, how to quote that? So first of all, you can use quotations. You can directly copy paste one part of the judgment, which might be 3 or 4 lines. You can put it in italics and indent it, and then you can cite that this is para number this of this judgment. Then it's perfectly fine. It's not plagiarism. But what I mean to say is, if you copy that para, you add a few pronouns here and there, and you paste the para as its own to increase the word count. That is wrong.
sir, I think you got me wrong. I'm not necessarily referring to the obiter dicta of a
Mhm,
judgment. For
mhm,
example, if I'm quoting, say, section 14, subclause 1, subclause A of the IBC,
right,
for my economics project, which is
right.
about the institution of suits and the continuance of pending suits, etc. You must know what it is. So
Yeah,
if
I
I if
think
I
I.
need to quote that entire, because
Mhm,
I don't expect my economics teacher to have such detailed knowledge of legislatures, right, pertaining
mhm.
to finance. So if I feel the need to quote the entire section and the subclause as
Yeah,
it is given in the code, should I do
yeah.
that? Or
Yeah,
should I
you can
explain
perfectly
it?
do that. Legislations are pretty cool with everyone. Like and you should quote legislations.
Okay.
I am not talking about judgments. Yeah, yeah, Pratik.
Yeah, what happens sometimes is that even if your project is not run through a plagiarism software, but if a teacher is skeptical about any of the line, he just pick up the line and put it in the Google. So then you are caught up. So that's why you need to be more cautious while drafting any line or such like that.
Yeah, further, I want to add on this. When you use a legislation and you use a judgment or anything, and you just reproduce it, you should do in italics. Once you admit that it is not your own, then you are saved. And what my context of the conversation was, usually what people do is they copy from old projects or judgments as it is, the general paragraphs. So the general paragraph which we speak and which the judges speak, it is an entirely different thing. So that was my intention. So moving ahead with this, so that's see. Can you
Excuse
see
me,
this?
just a
Yeah,
minute. I just
yeah.
had a doubt. Is it okay if you cite if you cite the link of some newspaper website that you've
Yeah,
taken text from?
perfectly all right. What you
Okay.
can't cite is sites like Advocate Khoj, Aap Vakil Hain, that kind of fuzzy sites, right? So
So they should
see
be
this.
credible, right? Like I use the UN site or the Guardian news.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, what's credible, more credible than you are? So see, this is what I'm talking about. In this part, I have, in my all young days, I have quoted the Mahabharata in my project. So what I have done is I have indented it. So indent means shifting the starting point. So this is how you quote something. So here I have not said that this is my paragraph. I have just quoted it. So you have to italicize it. You have to you add quotation marks, and you have to do this. How to do this? You have to select the text. You have to go here, and you have to do left border. This is the form of copy pasting something legally. So that's about it. I don't think I have to cover all things. So then there is
Actually,
conclusion.
Bodhi, I
Yeah.
had a doubt.
Uh-huh.
The thing is like for example, you may have written many papers, right? And you may have
Mhm,
published them also. So on
mhm.
a later stage, can you cite your own papers or your own
Yeah,
legal
you
opinions?
can. Yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you.
So one more thing which I found very interesting, like see, this is a bibliography. You guys have made bibliography in your projects now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
So, so I think you have just typed it or copied from citations and made a list like this, right?
More or less. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you should. This also can be automated. So I'll give you an explain a more recent one how to make an automated thing. So these all list you can make it automated, which gives a better how I say it, competition law competition. I need to get a new laptop. Yeah, so in Word, what you can do is you can make a automated list of authorities. What benefit is this? It is one, it is automated. You have to don't not paste every citation into bibliography. And second is it aligns itself in a alphabetical order with page numbers. And it looks really good. And in every moot or every legal document, you have to do that. So you have to learn this also. So what I was referring is this. Can you see the difference? This is where you speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
there are page numbers, and these all things I have not typed it. It is automated. So this has a better look. So how to do? This is a citation. Now citation, I've told you there is Blue Book, there is Oscola, and there is some Chicago. So I'll go into the formatting. Just remind me once I am done with the project thing, how to write citation. So once you have written a citation, you select it, you go again to references, and you see there is a mark citation button, right? So you do click this and you have got a category of cases, right? So these are the various heads of the bibliography. So some these I have modified it. You have to see, you have to go to category and you have to rename all this. But whatever, you do this and you type mark and you keep doing this. And once you are done with this, you just again the following the formatting of table of contents, you go here and you click here. So and then you click OK and the magic happens. So this is a very easier method of putting in citations. So now citations I'll do in detail. Huh. So how to write citations. So if you are writing for a journal, a paper, it is very easy. Just go into the old volumes and see you will every time you will ask a person that how to write citations, they will give you a blue book guide, and it is 300 pages long, and you literally can't follow it. So the shortcut to this is go to the old volumes, check what citation they follow, the formatting they follow. Usually what happens is, first you write the author's name, then you write the title of the book or paper, then you write the publisher, then you write the date, then you write the source, and then you write accessed at blah blah blah. So this is the general format. Now whether it's Blue Book or Chicago, the difference will be the formatting. Somewhere the title of the paper is italicized, somewhere the source is italicized, or it is made in caps. So that you have to figure it out on your own by going into the old volumes. And for the projects, suppose your teacher will have might have told that you have to write Blue Book, right?
They
No,
just said go with
no,
the API. They didn't pay like any attention. They were cool with it.
no. I don't
Sorry,
know.
can you
They have.
repeat?
They
APA
just said go
format.
with APA format. Don't
APA,
use the
right?
blue.
So
Yes.
what the hack to this is, you Google search that APA citation journal. Just use these three words, right? So you will get a journal whose submission requirement is APA citations. So you can go to any of the volume and you can just cite it. Am I self clear?
I
Yeah.
guess APA is for sociology and Blue Book is for your law subjects. So
Yeah.
it's
We
confused.
haven't received any, like we have
Can you
received the
please say
chat
that
to
again? I
ask
didn't
them
get.
regarding that.
Yeah. I'll explain it to you. Anthony, your camera is on. We might see things you don't want us to see. So let's go by Blue. I have not shared the screen, right?
Bodhi, I had a doubt regarding
Yeah.
that. When we write our own legal opinions,
Yeah.
and so do we have to pass it through the college's board or something, or we can just publish it?
No. Just go publishing. They don't care.
Okay. Thank you.
So see, so I have no idea about Blue Book. So how will I learn that? So you type Blue Book submission guidelines journal. So see, Cambridge has Blue Book citations. RGNUL has Blue Book citations. Can you see this? These are journals, right?
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. So once you have, you know that RGNUL follows a Blue Book method of citation. What you do is RGNUL law review. You go to that, right? So you go to their website and you check out their old volumes. Volume, publications, journals, law review.
I have a doubt.
Okay, one second, please. These are jerks, so there is always, I think, a payment bar. So, anyways, you get the idea, right? You go to a journal, you look at its own copies. So, I will go to my own journal and I'll open my published things. What's the which can this? Okay. Yeah, so this is the official copy of my published paper. So whenever you go to a journal, you will find a paper like this, right? So you just go to the citation and here you will see the formatted one. So this is the format. This is the title. This is the name. This is the title available at access.on. This is the format of the logo. So that's how you deal with it. Yeah, please continue with the doubt. What was?
Does MNLU have a law review? And I'm not talking
We
about
have a stupid law review. It has published one volume, and there are two copies. One is with the VC, one is at the library. So please don't make me comment on that.
Oh,
Uh,
I have a doubt
yeah, please.
regarding like they said like the ADIA committee said like whenever you want to participate in moot, you have to go through them. So is there any
Yeah,
loophole regarding that or something?
Pratik, please deal with the formal things. I don't want to comment my frustration.
So can you repeat your question?
The ADR society said like if I have to participate in a moot competition, I will like if any moot competition, I will go like I will have to go through them to participate in that moot competition.
Yeah, exactly. So, first of all, they conduct an intra-mood competition. For you guys, there will be a novice competition. I don't know. I'm
No,
not.
no, he is asking how to participate without involving the college.
Okay, so you can't participate without involving the college. You require the prior permission of the registrar to go in any competition, and also you require the permission of MCS. So there is a clause in the policy itself in MCS policy that you can't participate in any other competition except provided by a university. So there are certain barriers that you can't participate in other competitions unless and until,
Yeah, so
unless and until it is
so
provided by MCS.
so there is one loophole, but it is not worth it. So usually the permission requires when you represent the university. Now, some many organizations like recent ones, Nyaya Shastra and all, they conduct individual competitions. So they don't require the university; they just require students. There, I don't think you need the permission of the college. You can go directly, but they are mostly shitty ones, so don't bother about it.
Thanks.
Acha,
Yeah.
one more thing I wanted to ask was that is it
Yeah.
necessary to do first year internships? Because I don't think I can handle an internship right now. Some people are doing it
Why
online.
can't you
So,
do handle an internship?
like we are busy from classes, 8 to 3. Can we like handle that?
Bro, listen, there are two kind of internships. One is the vacation internship, right?
Yeah.
So you get a 1 month break, you can do internship. And one type of internship is long-term internships, which go around 3 to 4 months. And the workload is pretty less, like hardly an hour a day. So these
Hmm.
are research internships under professors and all. And I am sure you won't get good ones in the first year. In around third year, you will get these. So you can do this. And also there are certain organizations like CRY. You can work throughout the year. They will not allot you regular work, but they will give you work when they need it. So you can do that. You can manage it. No, not to worry.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Sure.
regarding, and also one thing I like to mention, like I did the stupidity of doing one internship per semester. Don't do that. You get a 2 month internship. The 2 month internship break, generally I don't know how COVID fucks that up, but anyways, you will get a 2 month internship. So people what do is they 1 month they stay at home, eat nice things, and then they come for internship for the second month. Don't do it. Do both the months, different places, same places, whatever. And also don't go to hometown. See, the prime reason why we all have assembled in MNLU is Mumbai, and that's a honest thing. So use Mumbai. Don't for the sake of comfort go to home for 7 8 days during Christmas and all, where the firms will be closed. But rest, try to do internships at Mumbai. I am from Kolkata. It's a metro city, but the work is shitty. So I realized that in the fourth year, because the firms and the organizations and Mumbai are top notch. They give you work, they actually give you meaningful work. You get nice amount of money with them. So try to do that. And also internship breaks are the best period to bond with your classmates and all, illegally and legally. And you get to hang around a lot, and there is a lot of other good things which you will know after you have done some online studies in MNLU. So that's my thing. So we should move towards internship. So I'll just cover minor points, then Pratik will take over. So, see, I have not been into real internships with judges. Mostly, I had a brief internship, but the judge died. So, I can guide about firms. So, when you, for my first suggestion to you all is, don't do a law firm internship at your first year or a second year. Many of your friends will do that. They will do that because they might have sources or they have luck, and they will do the big law firm internships, and they will brag it on LinkedIn that they have done a SAM internship. But these people who employ you, they are not stupid. They will understand that the first year guy would not know any laws they want. So what they will do is they will give you a 2000 rupees stipend. What they will do is they will make you work like a horse, that too with the workload of a donkey. So what they will do, will give you works of an accountant, they will give you works of an clerk, and they will give you works of a receptionist. So what you will do is you will do page numbering, you will do printing, you will call people up, you will do proofreading, and you will waste the entire thing just because you want to brag. And when you will reach third year, the rest of the guys who are the smart asses, they will do the NGO internships and lawyer internships, and they will gain some experience, but you won't. And now when third year, when the law firm will expect that you know shit, and they will give you meaningful work, you will shit it like crazy. So they will not give you work, so you will be a major screw up in the internship. So the reason behind designing the internship such way, and the bar council regulation is, you do it such way that first year you do, first semester you do an internship with an NGO. There are various HRLNs, scry, national state legal service, state legal service, district legal service, do all that. In the second semester you do an internship under a government organization. There are various ministries shaping, there are various directorates, ministries, all do all that. After that, do an internship with a lawyer, not a high court or supreme court lawyer. Again, people will brag that they have worked under Mahesh Jetmalani, they have worked under Kapil Sibal, but they have again worked like a clerk there. You don't want that. Do it with a district court lawyer, and you gain some experience, and also work with a judge in the second part of the second year. After you have done this, from third year you choose what you want to do. You can do a firm internship, you can do a judge internship, or you can work with a lawyer. Then it's upon you, but before that, experience everything. Now Pratik will be in a better position to do, say, on the internships.
Yeah. So
Sir,
yeah.
uh, yeah, sir, I had a doubt. I missed the internship cell orientation. So I was wondering if the internship helps us in gaining internships with these NGOs and law firms and lawyers.
Yeah, they do that, but I will suggest you that you go on yourself, because see, the internship cell and the university has limitation. So they know probably 10 people, but you have Google, you know 1,000 people. So you will be in a better position to obtain an internship. And in later stage, what there, it will be everything on will be on you. You have to look for a firm, you have to make your contacts. So it is better to search for yourself. If you don't get, you can certainly take help of them. They will give you good internships. Yeah, Pratik.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe can you just
I had a doubt.
share screen?
Even I have a doubt.
I'm
Can I go next?
Can I?
stopping it. Oh God. एक सेकंड यार मेरा.
Stop presenting this option.
हाँ कर दिया.
Yeah. So
Can I speak? Can I
yeah.
ask?
Yeah, Vaibhav.
After our first semester, we will get only 10 days break. So how should we do our internships in that part?
I guess
Not even, sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but it's not even 10 days. It's just 8 days.
Yeah, so that rule has been laid down because of the Bar Council of India UGC. So what you can do is that you can undertake the virtual internships if you want to. Otherwise, I personally never did an internship in my first year. So I started all my internship in my second years. So it's up to you again. But you need to produce the certificate to the internship says that you had done an internship in so and so organization, which is NGO. So you need to do it. That yeah. So is that doubt clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So coming on to the next point, how the internship has impact on your CV. So I personally feel that the name doesn't matter on your CV because I have many peers who has done the internships in the first year in a tier one law firm, but still they're struggling to get the jobs. So definitely even Bodhi has done internship in tier one law, couple of tier one law firms. So at the end, the name doesn't matter. Even I have personally spoken to many senior advocates and firm partners. So I have seen the partners who have worked in tier three law firms and then they have transferred to tier one law firm. So at the end, what matters is your experience. And I also feel that don't run after the job because in these 5 years you just have to enjoy your internship. That's it. Try wherever you get your internships. I personally had done my internship in trial courts. I have done in high courts. I have done in judiciary. I have done in tier one law firm as well. So take the as much avenues you have. Don't miss out anything. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Prateek, I had a doubt.
Yeah.
You are in fifth year, so you can do running internships, although BCI doesn't allow it. But so is there a way around it? So you guys do it. You don't mention it on the CV, but you still do it.
We do mention it on the CV that we have done the running internship at so place. Just my only concern is that don't do internship for your CV. Just try to gain the knowledge, experience, contacts. What I feel that.
That's exactly my point. I'm saying if you
I
want to
want to
do
add a
the
point
running
here. Don't
internship,
don't don't go for running. Yeah. See, don't think of running internship for now because at first year and second year you will be very busy with your projects and your studies. And these years you will get to learn subjects which will be important for everything, be it a law firm, be it a judiciary, be it everything. So if you miss out on constitution, if you miss out on contracts, and if you miss out on company, you will suffer forever your life because you will have to open these books again. So that is the reason why people don't do internship right now. Right now you are struggling with projects and how to make them. First understand how to do projects, then understand how to do research papers, then you can go in. You will have a lot of time doing running internship. You can do it in third year, fourth year, fifth year, and that won't be a major difference if you don't do running internship right now. So don't even think of it right now. I'll suggest it. Now regarding
Bhaiya, excuse me.
internships,
Yeah.
But
so
for
there
that
are
we
a
need
lot
to.
of fake or stupid organizations right now. Yeah. Yeah,
So for that we need
continue.
to apply before, no, and have our documents ready.
We could
Don't
not
we
hear
need?
you, please.
I mean that we would need to apply before only, no, like 6 months before or many months before.
Yeah, I am coming into that. I am coming into that. So,
And then we would.
see, the basic things is there is a lot of factor of luck here. Many firms, what they do is they receive CVs and select them at the advance notice of 3 months. And many firms, what they do is before for the month of January, they will start looking at CV at 25th December and they will finalize by 30th December. So you really don't know what happens in that firm. So what I suggest is you make an attempt before suppose before 3 months you make an application. If you get no response, you make it after 15 days also, and after before your internship, perhaps before 1 month you make it again. So you have to keep doing this. There is no fixed timeline, right? uh, and also I'll state a little bit about law firms. So right now you don't need this, but you should know this. So when you approach a law firm or anything,
Yeah, just I
yeah,
wanted to add
yeah,
one thing here that I actually admit with the fact that what Bodhi had stated that don't run after the running internship. Because even in law offices, you will be tested on your knowledge and not on your experience. So there are a couple of things which lawyer and the associate which gives to you. Many of them gives you drafting. Many of them gives you the very fundamental work. If you end up in not knowing anything about them, they will just throw you out of the office. So be careful because I have interned under such lawyers who just use just derogatory words as well. He just shouts at everyone. So just be careful on your knowledge, what you gain in your first 2 years of law schools. That's it. Because the subjects like contract, constitution are very fundamental, very fundamental. That's it.
So let me explain what running internship and normal internship is differs. So in normal internships occur during vacations. So firms know that interns will come. They have a list of work ready, that they will give you this, they will make you learn, they will make you read, and all. They have a planned set of facts. Running internship, what how it differs is you constantly are put with a case. So in every stage you have to do work. First you have to make the list of facts, then you have to make a list of dates, then you have to do the initial arguments there, then you have to discuss, then you have to make the written statement. It's the whole process of a litigation. So what they require is you have to know every stage, right from making facts till making written statements. And right now you don't know that. Even if you get an internship and they tell you that make a written statement, you will shit it. So what will happen is that guy will get a bad impression and he will tell you rudely to fuck off. So you don't want that, right? So right now don't go for running internship, because nowadays due to lockdown everything is online, and a lot of intelligent people have found this to exploit the students. So they make organization, they make fuzzy law firms, and they will give you worthless work, make you write articles. So that's the stupidest thing in an internship. You write an article for a different guy. He publishes it under his firm, and it gives you no intellectual property right, and your entire effort goes waste. So right now focus on the vacation internship. Now I'll proceed how to apply an
Sir,
internship.
one question.
Yeah, one
So
just
first of all, go to the website.
Stop calling.
Bro, if we keep doing this, it will not get over. There is a flow, right? So kindly hold for a
Sorry,
moment.
sir.
uh, yeah, okay, just post it as a question. I'll try to answer it whenever. Yeah. Oh, you guys have posted up questions. I'm sorry. So anyways, so the process of getting an internship. So first make a list of the places where you want to intern and where you should intern. So suppose now you want to intern with an NGO. You select the city, Mumbai suppose, or wherever the city is. So you make a list of the places which are top. So just Google best internships. Law Octopus has internship experiences, use that. So they have a very filter and thing. So apply the filter of Mumbai and you get the internship experiences. And you make a list, make an Excel sheet. So make a list of all the places you want to intern. Now go to their website, check if there is a process given. In 90% of cases the process is given, but some places it is not. So when it is not given, there is a contact option, then there is a info@ something, or contact@ the firm. You mail them. Now in the mail you have to give a cover email, and in the cover email, and with the cover email you have to give your CV. So the cover email, I have circulated a Harvard guide to cover letters. I'll circulate that again after this session. Remind me someone. So you follow that and make a cover letter. I'll also share my one cover letter I had written back. So you have to mention that in your cover email. That's the body, and in attachment you have to do the CV. I am sure you have not been told how to make a CV, because it is a thing which MNLU follows to never tell people, and people make shitty CVs. So I'll try to do that by today, but I don't think there will be a moment like you will guys will lose patience after
Can
an
we
hour.
have one more such
So
session?
you attach the CV.
Definitely.
Sure, bro. I am
Some other day?
free indefinitely, but it's upon you
I think
guys.
maybe you
Yeah,
need to
sure.
tell us too many things
So
and so.
These are just a
yeah, I understand that now.
yeah, these are just the
Thank you.
initial things. Maybe you not be able to.
Yeah, we were not sure if you guys needed and you like wanted it, so we just gave a trial run. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so make a cover letter, make a CV, and you send them. Suppose there is no reply. At this point, I would like to tell that there is an software. It's called क्या था यार उसका वो जो टिक आता है
इसमें
वो मेल एक सेकंड
mail
yeah
track.
email tracker for Gmail. Yeah, so mail track. Yeah, Digvijay first. So this thing is very useful, as Digvijay might have known. I had told him once and he has used it extensively. So mail tracker is a thing which makes your Gmail look like WhatsApp. So you will get all the blue ticks and everything. So use that. That is useful to know whether the firm is actually reading your mail or not. So you do that. So suppose a firm is not reading your mail. So what to do that? Now this is the point where major people fuck up. What they do is they contact the partner, they contact their associate friend. Do that will blacklist and they will never accept from you. You don't contact a partner for an internship. So what you have to do is, this is a very difficult part. You have to get the contact email of an HR. Now you will find it nowhere. So what you have to do is you have to get X interns. This is where LinkedIn comes. So how many of you have LinkedIn IDs currently?
I do.
Number would be
I do.
I have.
I do.
I do.
okay, 20 I think.
Me too.
First you make a good LinkedIn ID, you search the organization. uh I have to present now. So anyways, so search the organization. Suppose you want to work at CRY, put that CRY thing, there will be a page of CRY. Go there and click on there will be a these guys work here, so click on that. So you will get a list, and in that list there will be interns also. So select the guy who has interned recently, connect with him, ask him what is the process of applying. Then you will get that email ID, and then you can apply. And now I will stress 15 minutes over LinkedIn, because it is the most amazing thing which no one uses, but it is the most best thing for a law student to learn how to do stuff. All the 1 hour thing which is coming out of my mouth, that is celebrities on Instagram. You follow law people on LinkedIn. That's the basic thing. So get a LinkedIn ID. Yeah, if anyone has doubts on internship, please say it now.
I just want to add one thing here.
Yeah, I want to ask something.
Yeah.
Can I go? Can you like please
Yeah.
list some places, some NGOs or like or other companies, firms, and for as first year students we should apply to this internship break, because it's not really clear what we should do, and this may
Uh,
sound like a dumb question. Sorry.
can I add to this?
No,
This
it's not dumb, but it's a good question. Yeah, Pratik.
Yeah, so I know you have been admitted very late. So just this semi-focus on your study. What I wanted to tell you that instead of running off for internships, maybe you can work on your writing skills, drafting, what you can do this in 6 months, because it will be beneficial for you in your post-internship period.
Yeah, hello.
Bodhi, I just
So
had one more
there is
doubt.
no fixed list. Yeah, let me answer this first. So see, I can certainly provide you a list, but it will be biased because it will be based upon my comfort. So I don't want to do that. Still, I'll give few names. There is HRLN, Human Rights Law Network. There is an HRLN everywhere in the across the country. You can try there. There is district legal service authority in every city. There is state legal service authority in the capital of the state, and there is national legal service authority in Delhi. And apart from there are NGOs like CRY, Amnesty International, and all sorts of NGO. Just do any NGO. In NGO internship, somebody had asked that internships worth it. Yes, they are, because they will teach you the basic values of life, and these are important because, see, right now you will be focusing. 1 minute. So right now you are thinking of a lawyer. Don't think like a lawyer. So later, if you want to go pursue LLM and Harvard or Oxford, anywhere, so there you will need a community service bracket. So in there you have to prove how great Mahatma you are, and that you can prove by NGO internship. So these things are called community service in foreign, and they help you get a good LLM. So Bar Council has a mandatory criteria of NGO, so you have to do that. So do that.
Acha, one
These
last
things,
thing. Can an
yeah,
NGO like Robin Hood Army go for that? Like, should I go for that?
what is Robin Hood Army? They rob people
Uh,
and distribute the
no,
money.
it's not related to law. So I was asking, should we go for
Yeah,
non-law
it's okay.
NGO?
See, the focus should be law. So how to connect law? There are various human rights. You know them, right? Animal rights, child rights, human rights, and all the bloody rights there on earth. So these are law things. They don't sound like law, but they are law. So these things, these NGOs are like cries for child rights, human rights law network. HRLN is for human rights. These things are preferable, but you can certainly take various NGOs. There is not
And
this semester is chill.
yeah, and one more thing is that you can intern at the commission as well. So there are
Yeah,
government commission. So there is a women's right commission. So there is child right commission, and also there is human
these
right
are very
commission.
good.
Yeah. So
environment का कौन सा है? Green Tribunal, in National Green Tribunal.
yeah,
These
NG2.
tribunals are very good.
So instead of going for the NGO, you can work here because it reflects on your CV at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So can we intern at NCLAT?
No, you can't do that right now because I don't think you have studied Companies Act.
No,
So
in
if
a
you get
later
a
stage.
good company, yeah, later stage you can do all that, bro. You can ask. Right now, focus on what's in front of you. Don't think
Acha,
about fifth year right now. Yeah.
online internships are worth it this semester. Would you recommend that?
No, for you, no, because you have to learn a lot of things and there is a lot on your plate to learn. Once you learn it, you reach a stage like it, you will be a very good person to judge it yourself whether it's all worth it. And nowadays, I warn you specifically, there are a lot of shitty internships online. Don't do them. It's a waste of time. Nobody has any work. They are just putting their work on you. So don't try no online internships. Confirm it from any senior.
So any organization will give the internship to first year students.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so there is no point in doing virtual internship at such initial stages.
Pratik Bhaiya, can you please let Atharva in? Atharva is in.
Yeah, he's in. I guess he's in. Let me check.
Yes, I am.
Riya Kumar, I did not get your doubt regarding this with respect to citations thing. Can you repeat it in plain
Yeah,
language?
hi. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I basically wanted to ask you that when we're writing our citations, so we have to also analyze what we've written, right? Like with respect to what we're quoting. So that, the
Still
effect.
not clear. Please analyze what exactly, the citation or the what you have written
So, for
in the
example, we
body.
have a research question, and then we use certain citations to kind of support it. And after that, I'm asking, there's this PHILAC method, I guess.
I have not heard of it. Can you please enlighten me?
Like fact,
I guess she is
issue.
talking about IRAC method.
Acha,
Yeah,
I,
sorry to
sorry, I'm
ask,
sorry.
like,
Yeah, I was Iraq. Yeah, so that's a see, you're mixing things. Citation is for referring, right? Where do you know it? I know it from this. This is a different thing. Iraq is the structure of the argument. So what the argue structure of the paper is, first you have to tell the Iraq. Don't follow Iraq. Iraq is a little complex. It is good for notes, but it is not good for papers. So papers, what usually do is, first you explain the facts. Like these are the situation. Suppose take the topic of cow slaughter. So first you explain the facts in the introduction that nowadays they are banning cows. We want to eat, people want to eat beef. It is their right to eat, and why are they stopping it? This is an issue. So I've decided to write upon it. This is stage one. Stage two is you tell the laws that before that you tell the history. Sorry, you tell the history. So you tell that and always argue from both sides. Don't be biased person now. So first argue that we are a, for the argument's sake, we are a country which worships cow from age old. There is written on Mahabharata, it's written on Vedas that you worship out. Cows are cute, they give us milk, we should let them live, blah blah blah. You tell everything. You quote religious scriptures, you quote fables, you quote reports, you quote everything. You tell what has happened before, then you tell what happened, what has happened, what is now. So what is happening now is you tell the laws regarding it. So you quote animal right laws, you quote constitution, you quote everything which is there. So once you have quoted the laws, now you tell how the law will be interpreted. Then you quote judgments, like what judges had to speak about the laws. And at the last of it, you tell what should be there. So then you put on your thinking cap and you write what you want to do. Then you can do all the analysis and all. This is the basic structure. Is your question answered?
yes, it is. I was kind of confused between the two
Yeah,
concepts.
yeah. This session is all for illumination.
Yeah,
So
and yeah, and also one more thing is that you should pay much more attention to the uniformity of citations, because this is the thing which mood memo judges and editors look at. If there is no uniformity in your citations, they will slide directly cut your marks. So uniformity is the most important issues which I feel.
Pratik can conduct a session on modes. He has 1, 2 modes, and he's not bragging about it, but he has. So he will guide you regarding this.
I feel MCS is more competent to do such
Yeah,
sessions.
we can bring Prakash. He has one more modes. Anyways, so yeah. So regarding publications, that is my forte. So I write a lot for a person because I don't do anything else. I started doing modes, but due to luck, my luck was very crappy, and I faced difficulties, so I stopped moting. So then I started to write, and I feel that writing is very easy compared to modes because one, there is no cost money involved. You don't have to invest yourself. Second, it is a easier way. You can write on your own, and you can write without the help of teammates. And after a week or so, you can write an article. 1,000 people will read. There will be partners, so they will read, they will think this guy is very smart, and they will comment on it, and then your network will grow. So publications are very good. I'll deal with this in very detail because it is my favorite area, but I'm touching on other things in short. Debating. Now, whether debating is important for a lawyer, yes it is, because you will argue throughout your life, but it is not as important as moot. Because I am saying this because in moot you argue on a legal standpoint. In debate you have the freedom to argue in whatever standpoint you want. You can argue on morality, you can argue on logic and everything, but in moot it should be a legal argument. Therefore moot is preferable than debate, but debate is very important. Now, many of you don't know how to speak well, and that's a fact. When I came in this college, I was not usually from a metro city because I have traveled to MP and CG, so my English was very weak. I used to get scared of the people from Mumbai or Delhi who used to speak smooth English, and that to a convent level English. So I used to get scared, but that was stupid because when I heard these people speak, they used to speak crap. The language was very good, but the facts and the laws were not. So what happened was, people can speak better than you in terms of language, but your logic and law could outthrive them if you have a logical mind. So don't hesitate to participate in moods, don't hesitate to participate in debates, don't hesitate to participate in any form of discussion in class. Someone is speaking, someone is speaking, and you think, oh, this guy is very smart, he speaks with the teacher. Counter him, just bash him. There is no problem in that. If even if you are wrong, counter it more. See, in your life, both as a lawyer and a judge, there is not necessary that you have to argue for a right thing. Even the rapist of Nirvaya had a lawyer, and that lawyer is doing his duty. So even if you are wrong, you can prove that I might be wrong, but that guy is very wrong, even more wrong than me. So never fear that your side is weak. Often people, what they do is, in mood they say that my respondent side is very weak, how will I deal it? See, moods and debates are not about winning the argument. You, there is no payment or a kind to win the argument. You have to present it well. As lawyers, we have to present our side well. It is not about presenting the better side, else every lawyer will choose the winning side. That's not how it happens. Law is not black and white, it is shades of gray, and various 50 shades of gray for fun. So anyways, so never hesitate to participate because you are weak in English, because after staying with your enemy, the good spoken, well spoken people, after 5 years somehow you will learn how to speak. But for that you have to participate with them, meet with them, talk, speak with them, argue with them. See, whenever you are trying to speak with someone, then your intellect does not come into picture, and your argumentation does not. When you fight with a person, that does come into picture. So in participate in discussions which go on class, many guys will be very stupid, they will keep reiterating everything, they will act smart and try to be teachers and they will speak shit. So if you are smart, you stop their shit and you put your own manure, which is the purified shit. So do that. So participate in debates. Now debates might not be very good for CV, but they show that you can speak well. So in various teams, like dispute resolution teams of law firms, they look at this, that whether the guy can speak. And even in the final stage of interview, you will need your speaking skills, so you can't run away from that. And even if you are judge, you need to speak, because even if you are judge, you have to argue with the lawyer, so you can't let the lawyer speak above you. So debating these things are important, at least for first 2 years. After that you can fuck them off. So ADR. Now,
Yeah,
you know what ADR is?
ADR, just I wanted to tell you guys that if possible, at least do 2 moods in your 5 years of law school, because I feel that whatever knowledge I've gained in my 5 years of law school is just because of moods. Because I'm not that much attentive in my classes, but I was more attentive in my moods. So moods help me a lot more better in gaining knowledge, in experiencing things, in getting procedural knowledge, because procedural knowledge of courts is one thing which no one will teach you in your 5 years of law school. You can only gain it through your mood course. So I feel every one of you should at least do 2 moods in your 5 years of law school. Okay, over to you, Bodhi.
Yeah, so does NLU Mumbai have a football team? Bro, look at us. Do we look like we play football? No. So how do we start networking on LinkedIn? Yes, I'll tell you with all my time, because I have a huge network on LinkedIn. So
Bodhi is a LinkedIn master. So he is known in MNLU as a LinkedIn master, as a LinkedIn king. So you can
Brand ambassador of LinkedIn for MNLU.
yeah, you can just go and visit his profile once. I hope tonight you will visit his profile, every one of you.
yeah, everyone please visit my profile. I'll be very happy if you increase my visitors. It will help my algorithm. So I have a good 3,000 followers and people. So who can we reach out for? Bro, I am speaking now, so you can reach out on this, me. So how do we approach studies? We are doing this right now. Has the orientation? Don't ask these kind of things. I am not in committees. I don't want to be asked. So see, where were we? debate. And now ADR. ADR is alternate dispute resolution. It says that it reduces cost by doing the settlement things which we do in daily life. So there will be negotiation, mediation, and everything. Typically, ADR is discussion without the law. Arbitration in that has some part of law, but they try to not involve law. So ADR competitions are very good. They require not much of preparation. They are more on-spot things, and they help you argue, and it's looked good. And nowadays, the ADR concept is growing, so you should participate in it for the whole 5 years. So this is about ADR. LinkedIn. So are you guys on laptop or mobile right now?
Laptop.
Number is
Laptop.
easy to maintain.
Laptop, right?
Mobile.
So I have sent you my profile. I'll just present it. Can you see my profile?
No, we can't. Yes, we can.
भाई क्या बोल रहा है? हो रहा है ना फिर share?
हाँ, हो रहा है.
Yes, we can see that.
So now see, this is my profile. This is a very updated profile. I have researched for months and learned from people. Then I have reached the stage. So see, there should be a photo. It's not necessary that you have to look very beautiful. It's just it's need to be a formal. It should not be a selfie with you pouting on it. It should be little formal. You can use semi-formal wear or all. You can put a black and white shade. It gives a formal look. Now see, in this about, you have to make this. I can share this on the WhatsApp group. You can copy the. Obviously, you might have.
No, you can't copy.
Don't have such much the format, right? So I'll paste it right now. So you have to give a about yourself. So this should be a big thing. You have to explain how genius and great you are. So you have to do this. A second. Can you read this? Is it legible?
Yeah.
So first you have to explain which college you are. Sorry, before that, this is the headline. So whenever you comment, only this part will come into picture. So right now, you don't have to state that you are interested about entertainment laws. You are interested to join corporate. Don't say that. Just say state first year student at MNU Lumumba. That's it. Now this about should be this. I have pasted my about in this. So you can take the clue. So first there should be in basic information, then there should be interest, what you are interested in and what you have done. And sorry, this should be what you have done. This should be a brief CV, to be honest. And this should be what you want to do. And this what you want to like, what exactly are you looking for, right? And here, this is the featured option. There's a hack. Not many people do it, but I have managed to do it. So this, you click here and there is an option to do link. So what you do is you paste your CV in the Google Drive, you open the share option and paste the link here. Then your CV will come here. Right now you don't have a good CV, so we need to learn how to make your CV look presentable. This will be all the analytics. Now experience. So see, you might not have many experience, so don't try to push in experiences. So they should be general experiences, the place where you have worked, the position, and then in bullet points you should mention that what exactly have you worked. Now in this point, don't brag. Don't say that I have drafted the entire litigation, I have won the case, the client is very happy with me. Don't write that. Very simple. See, my first internships, I have done nothing but write facts of the case. They used to give me file and I used to do this. So I have just written 2 lines and that's perfectly okay, because they know that you don't get. I have prepared fact sheets and dead sheet case related to this. That's it. Don't make a paragraph on this, and also attach your internship certificate. It looks good. Right now, education. So you paste it as it is, and you activities and societies, if you are in, you can mention it here. And in license and certifications, you can put all the diplomas and the certificates you have gained online. Volunteer experience. In this, you can, what you can do is you can put your, if you're a member of Moot Court Society or you are working, yeah, very important. So many of you might be working under a student run blog or an organization. Don't put it under this part. This is the experience. Experience means job experience, means law firms and proper organizations. Student run organization should not come here. Now I have, many of you might ask that why I have put this. This thing is my own thing, so that's why I have put this, because I have created it and foreign people like these things. But I'll go on this again, coming back into this again. Don't do that in this year. So many of you will see people starting their own organizations, and starting an organization is very difficult. It is very hard to run it properly. The second year guys have been running a organization called Vidit, and it is running superb. Like, first I was critic of them because I do not appreciate starting organization at early stage, but currently they have picked up pace and they are doing it very good. So you but I will suggest that don't start right now. Gain some experience about it. So see, this is my okay. So this is my journal, right? I started it this year. This is a blog and it is running fine. But before starting this, I spent 2 years as an editor, right? So after gaining experience from 2 years, I understood how it functions. But if you fuck up with an organization, if you take in people from law firms, then and you screw up and the law firm is blamed somehow, your career will be destroyed for sure, because that guy will clearly blame you that he has not done anything, but your organization has done it independently, and it will give an impression for a lifetime. So my request is that don't try to start organizations right now. Work under a senior organization. Once you know the stuff, you can do whatever you want in the fourth and final year. Now skill endorsements. So these people have endorsed me because they like me. So these foreigners, they are very kind. So if you make friends with the foreign guys, they will endorse you, and that your skills. Now for this you have to select the skills. They will give you a list of big skills like leadership, public speaking and everything. Don't put everything. One, you put legal research. This is the most basic skill and everyone should have it. So put legal research. One, put your choice of subject. Suppose now you like constitutional law, just put it. And second should be a this kind of thing. Now the problem with is, if you put it too specific, suppose I put legal research, space law here. So the problem is, if someone is expert at space law and comments on this, only then it will show like this, endorsed by who has highly skilled. But not many are there. But everyone has legal research. Even if I recommend you, it will show that I am highly skilled at this. So use broad, don't go specifics, right? These are the recommendation by my past internship supervisors. So once you are done with your internship, you can ask your supervisor under who you have worked to write a line or two, right? These are the accomplishments. So you can add your accomplishments. So these things you can do. Patent, don't try to do it, you are not an INTN. This is publication. Publication you can do all you want. This is courses. So if you do some course with university or something, you can add this. Project means a project, like NLU Delhi has a death penalty project. It goes for 5 months and you work as a researcher or something. You can use this. Honor and award means moot wins, quiz wins, etc. Test scores, you can put CLAT if it's good, else don't put it. Language you can do, and these will come this way, right? So that's about it.
Bhaiya, hello. I wanted to ask about these foreign languages, like you mentioned, German and French, but then we don't have these languages in our course. Why was it removed, and are they necessary?
Second or third year, you will be given a foreign language course. It is essential.
Not in the third year. I guess in your second semester only you will get the foreign language.
No, but then it was removed this year. We don't know why.
It will come somewhere.
No, Pratik, I think
Definitely. I guess Anand can.
third year.
Third year. So anyways, I can give you a tip. There's an app called Duolingo. You can learn languages here. It is not official, but you will get an understanding about the language.
What do we benefit from it? Like, what are
See,
the benefits?
the benefits come as a surprise. like I have been my interest lie with maritime law, so I have been interning with a shipping firm. So there, a position was vacant for a UN member who knows Portuguese. So if I had known Portuguese, I would have got job at UN. But as I don't know it, I missed it. So French and German are most common languages. So having an understanding gives you flavor. See, when you write for an LLM application or a job abroad, they will ask you, who are you? Explain about yourself. You don't want to sound like a boring person. So you have to give stuff. Like I know languages, I can paint like Michelangelo, I can make statues like Michelangelo, and stuff like that. So there, these all things come into picture. It is not essential.
Okay.
You don't really need to
So I have a
roll.
question.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So this is regarding the moods. Now,
yeah.
number one, you said that we cannot take any mood outside the university. So everything has to be through the MCS, right? Now we have 150 people in our batch. The mood for our first year has already been conducted, which means we do not get to partake in a mood in our first year. There is one intra mood for the rest of the 4 years. How do you divide that among 150 people and then tell us to do two modes at least?
So,
Is that not very difficult?
so it's totally on your ranking. So if you get in first 10 in your intra moot court competition, so you are able to make it in any international moot court competition. If I guess there are a couple of moot court competitions, there are international as well as national moot courts. Maybe MCS can clarify this doubt in upcoming
See,
days.
all the doubts related MCS, you can ask them. They will conduct a session, and you can ask your seniors. Everyone gets some motor in their life, because see, final years don't. Everyone does not moot. Many of them don't want to moot. So there are spot for everyone. So either in intra, either in novice, somewhere you will get a spot. Don't worry about it. But even if you don't get a spot, you can't do anything about it. So the work is, you work hard, you beat the 4th years, you will get the thing. See, fine.
And most of
So
them, what they do is that they give up in the intra moot court competition itself. They just back
yeah,
out.
don't give up.
Don't do that. Just focus on your mood and just attempt, just try and give a good attempt. I'm sure you will definitely get an external competition, because
So
I personally witnessed that most of the students just back out just because they are little worried or they are little scared that they won't be able to submit the memo in the prescribed time. So don't do that. Just be focused and trust yourself that you can do it. That's it.
So Parth Sharma has asked a good question. What is a good GPA? So I suggest that if you want to secure a good spot everywhere, you have to take it above 7 at all costs.
And
Matlab,
also,
it is not as entirely ekdam essential, because till date I have not been asked my GPA in any of the law firms. They ask what you know, but in certain places like internship cell, suppose sends a placement cell, so the offer for internship, then they will shortlist by GPA. So you want to, if you want to get a good amount of opportunities, you should keep it above 7. But even if you don't, you will not be unemployed and hungry, and you will get something. Don't worry.
and the importance of GPA, I feel that it is in your LLM. If you want to do LLM outside India, so this thing matters a lot. Your experience and GPA.
For LLM, below 7 is not negotiable. You
Okay.
have to keep it above GPA. And also, GPA gives an indication like this guy has been consistent in studies, so he will be consistent in the work. And also, suppose you get 100 CVs, how will you shortlist it? First, you will be a dick and you will choose the top 5 NLUs, then you will go to GPAs. So there is a filtration process, then GPA comes into picture. But most of the times it is not that important. Like you don't need to kill yourself over it. I am not promoting suicide.
All right,
Anyway,
thank you.
yeah.
Uh, Sir, I'm Korika. I
Yeah.
just had a doubt when
Yeah.
I was going through uh, seniors' profile on LinkedIn. I've seen many of them have done certificate courses.
Yeah.
So where and like what and how do you figure out what to do and where do you get what
See,
are what's the due
for,
process?
for first year and second year, you have to learn drafting. So wherever you get contract drafting or legal drafting course, you do it, but don't do it everywhere. There are a very limited amount of places which offer good courses. One is Coursera. Please note all these things down, because if you ask me after this session, and I get really irritated. So one is Coursera, one is Lawseco, one is Enhalian. Now these things are different. The Coursera offers good university courses, so they are foreign university courses, and they are very good at very cheap price. Enhalian is which offers easy courses. You can do it easily with your studies, but it is not that respectable, and it will not teach you a lot. They will give you a video lecture and a book, and then you have to go give tests, and you will get it for sure. You will get the certificate easily. And what please wait for a moment. So what Lawseco does is their course is very extensive. It is almost like an university course. So they'll take around 10,000 rupees. It will go for 3 months. You will be appointed a tutor. They will take regular classes, and they will give you exams and all. It is very hectic. So if you have the time and you want to do it from Lawseco. They are the best in this. And if you want to do it with studies, just to go for the CV, you can do it from Coursera or Enhalian. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to know, you mentioned these sites, so these online courses, like, do they add value to our CV? And if they do,
Yeah,
then
definitely.
Lawseco would be the most recommended one by you.
Yeah, but it will take a lot of time. Bear in mind, you have to give at least an hour or two every day.
All right.
So, and what courses do is, see, like I had done a moot on maritime law at the third year, and I want to do an internship at maritime law firms. Now I don't have a maritime law experience, so how will I explain that I am the suitable candidate? So what I did is, I did a small course. Took me 2 months, and when in writing the cover letter, I wrote that this is the document which proves my interest towards maritime law. So please take me, and they did. So that way it helps it.
Also, are these courses from external universities, like from other
Yeah,
reputable?
they are damn good. I forgot some to mention. I'm sorry. They are damn good courses. Always try to do NLU that NLU or courses they offer, online ones. It is very good, friends.
Bodhi, as you mentioned, like publishing is a forte. So, just as first year, we cannot write proper law reviews, but we can write law opinions, right?
You can actually.
If you
Your
are right,
senior. Wait,
yeah, if
wait.
you are right,
Digvijay Sani is here. He has published in an international blog. He's in second year. He did not know anything that time, but he still learned and did something. So you all can. And one more girl is there in their match. She published in the London School of Economics blog. So you can.
if you are writing a project, you can also write a law review. It's not a difficult task, I feel. Just
Yeah,
maintain,
bro.
yeah, just maintain the originality in your project report. That's it. You can give it to anyone. You can publish it anywhere.
See, what I do is I write blogs, right? So in the issues where people try to explain others why Instagram and stories regarding how BJP is wrong, you don't do that. You think once and you write in a legal document and you send to blog. They will publish it. So you will get a boost in the CV, and proper audience will gain it. So do that. So before going on, after that I'll just wrap this session up, and I'll go entire to publications. If you want to leave, you can, but I'll suggest you stay, because publications go a long way. So before that, I want to do a small 10 minutes on CV
Can we have
building.
5 minutes break? Like 5
Yeah,
to 10 minutes?
sure.
Okay.
After 5 minutes, we'll start. So it is 7:30, right? 7:35 we'll do how to make a CV and how to draft a CV, and then we'll go to publications, right? Yeah, I'll also need a break. So see you again at 7:35.
सही वो चलेगा.
हाँ. So anyways,
Bodhi, I just wanted to ask, like publication, if we write a law review, it's like more time consuming. But if we write more and more law opinions, so उसमें
हाँ सुनो, देखो पब्लिकेशन के लिए मतलब मैं सजेस्ट करूंगा कि एक सेशन अलग हो, क्योंकि मैं जो यार मैं वो लॉ ऑक्टोपस में सेशन किया था, उसका मैं रिकॉर्डिंग देखूंगा, है तो भेज दूंगा, उसमें सब कुछ बोलो, पर वो काफी टाइम लगेगा बोलने में, मतलब डिटेल में अगर
पब्लिकेशन कभी और कर लेते हैं क्योंकि काफी टाइम जाएगा।
हाँ एक सेशन पूरा पब्लिकेशन पे कर लेंगे, तो अभी पता चल जाएगा तो इजीली कर लोगे।
Yeah, we are always free right now because we have completed our lectures and we have nothing to do in our life. So we are here to.
लाइफ में भाई, लाइफ में बहुत कुछ करना है। एक सेकंड, सीवी में चले जाते हैं अपन। हाँ सब आ गए हैं क्या? हाँ 70 तो थे कहीं। ये हो क्यों
Can
गया
I ask
CV?
something?
हाँ हाँ पूछो।
What are the basic skills we should master for moods?
Skills: writing, drafting, speaking, thinking, logic.
I just want to add, see, you'll be having a orientation this weekend about moods, so reserve all your questions regarding moods, and then you can ask there now.
सही बात है।
Yeah, you will be having the session by one of the, no, not one of the, by the best mooters of MNLU. So don't worry about that.
हाँ
Okay.
so
What about the marking system? Are the exams really strict or are they okay?
Yeah,
ये सब एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव क्वेश्चन प्रतीक बोल दे यार तू। मेरे against you,
it's again on the faculty. Some faculties give you good marks, some of them have certain restrictions, otherwise everything is good in MNLU.
Okay.
Can you see my CV?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a format which I took from a Chinese guy who studies at Harvard. So his grades were not that great, but he got a very good job. So I took format because see, CV फॉर्मेट पे दो चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं। एक, दिखने में सुंदर होना चाहिए, वरना बिना देखे ही रिजेक्ट कर देते हैं, क्योंकि each firm gets around 50-60 CVs per position of intern. So if it is not pretty, they will not even look at, because when you make a CV pretty, they will know that you have researched about it and you have, after research, you have drafted it. So it is very important to do that. So first, CV में बड़ा सा नाम लिखो, because they should remember your name. It should be in simple font. So average font should be, the text should be 12, this should be 12, the head should be 14, and this should be 16. Don't mention your date of birth, don't mention your address, don't mention anything apart from email, phone, and LinkedIn. Now be careful with this. Don't use your personal email. Use an institutional mail. It will look official. Regarding phone number, if you have two phone numbers, use separate numbers for contacting with the professionally and personal one, because what happens is, it has been a personal experience that I had shared a very inappropriate WhatsApp story, and one of my associates had seen it, so it was very embarrassing. And LinkedIn, obviously you have to give a link, because if you apply to biggies like Sam and all, they check the LinkedIn ID. I did a small internship at Shardula Merchant Mangaldas. I'll not suggest it, but still I know how they check, so I am telling you. So there should be a clear head. Now, in your whole CV, there should be a timeline. There should be a format. So in this CV, you can see left side may I have placed all the dates. Right side may I have placed the details. So it is very uniform. You can easily know what I have done all these years. This thing should be not be there. It is a formatting error. I'll correct it. So this is my degree. Mention this. You guys are economics honor students. Mention it. And LLB, you will choose either corporate law or constitutional law, but that's a different thing. Don't write it right now. From a Maharashtra National University in Mumbai. So see, what I have done is I have highlighted certain things. Like I have highlighted the names, I have highlighted the marks, and I have placed these in italics. So these kind of small formatting change makes a big remark. So this is the aggregate CGPA. Don't list the CGPA of every semester. It is stupid. No one wants to know your whole history. Just place on the average. So mine is 7.13. Don't judge me. Last year it was 7.4 aggregate. I screwed around a little last year. So these should be what you have to done, what all you have done in college. So I was displacement cell, moot courses, blah blah blah. So this, then your board marks. So this looks very cool. AISSE. Just don't tell that I have done 12th from this college, class, school and college for the Bombay people. So write in this way, percentile and see, yes, I am a science plus biomaths thing. And after that comes internships. So there you can make various differences. Some people write a name of the firm first, and then one line they write on internships, the work done. But as I have a lot to cover, like I have 1 2 3 around 10 internships in this small space, internship should always be on the first page. So therefore I have shortened it. You all can write a little bit more on this. So this should be the name of the firm. This should be what you have done. So specify what exactly you have done. So suppose here I have prepared case briefs, and here I have done drafting. So I've mentioned it specifically. And apart from the work done, you also mention what is the law covered. So this all will come in place in later, but then you will draft like this. Now this is publications. So see, I have around 25 publications, but I am not a stupid guy to mention 25 publications here, because one, it will look that I am showing off, and second, it will give weapons. Like all these things, whatever you will write on CV in interview, they will ask it. So if I write 25 topics here, I am just giving them 25 questions to ask me, because whatever you write on CV, they should believe that you are a true guy and you know everything about it. So if you write complex things which you have no idea and they ask you, and then don't can't answer, then you will not be in a position to be an employee, because then they will think that you are a liar. So don't do that. Just mention what you have written. So here I have mentioned the courses, moot court experience, here volunteering. So this is the basic format. Right now you have to judge accordingly what you have to do in this page, because this page is a basic for everyone. But this page, it is, see, my forte is publications. So I have highlighted it on top. But some people, they have moot court wins. I don't have a moot. Wait, 1 second. I 1 second. Yeah, so here moot court experience is not my plus point. So therefore I've written it at the last. But if you have a moot win, you can put it on the top. And also these things are not that important, that campus ambassador and all. That's why I have written is this here, this. But suppose you are a first year student, so you can put it in experience because you have nothing else to offer. But right now I have my internships to offer. That's why I have skipped this to put this is an internship, but I've written this here because there is no space above. So you need to do this. Now if you have any questions, please ask. CV is very important.
Should we include the MENs and the debates you have done in the school in the first year?
See, in the first year, if you don't have anything else, obviously you should fill a little, but don't overemphasize it. Don't give a big paragraph towards it. Just mention it briefly.
Like, should we mention like if I have one X number of MENs, so how should I put it? Or if I have won something like a debating or a quizzing competition,
Yeah,
so
so the priority is debates and MUNs are good for law school. So you should mention them individually, like in bullet points, right? And if you have one certain quiz or debating, give priority to that. First page should be internships. Right now you don't have anything, so you should put all this in sequence.
okay.
Not an issue.
Okay.
No more questions on CV?
I have a question.
Yeah.
in your CV, nowhere you've mentioned anything for sports or anything. That's also a personal choice. But if
Which
you
one?
want certain for sports, like if you're part of a football
I have
team,
not won, that's why I have not mentioned it. But if you want,
but
you have to mention it first, like winner, comma, the name of the mood.
so if like in my first year I'm making my CV, can I mention anything that
Mm.
I won in school and college and
Yeah,
all?
yeah, definitely, definitely. But don't do like one in painting competition and all that.
I
Do a
meant
little thing
sports.
which
No, no,
is
I
outside
mean
the
sports.
cool. Also, if you are in first year, I suggest you make a one-page CV. So I'll show you how a one-page CV looks like. So because it will it will hide the fact that you don't have a lot to show. So that will be helpful for a first year. You can make a one-page CV. It's a very good thing. Wait.
Should we mention our prospects and ambitions in the CV?
Not really. When if
Okay.
someone asks you what are the your ambitions, you can then tell them. Don't mention it. It looks little informal. See, suppose I recruited once for my journal some edit. I am actually recruiting for editors, so I have got a like around 100 CVs. So when I look at CV and I see people like I am hardworking, bro, everyone is hardworking. It's not a very big thing to achieve. So I don't want to read this. Keep it very crisp, exactly factual. Don't go in emotions. I am very determined. I want to change the world. I am Gandhi, and don't write things. And usually, for why people write it is because in foreign these things are important. Like they tell that I have a very good networking skill and all, and they write it. But in India, it is not entirely suggested.
Okay, thank you.
So can you see for one CV, one page one? Hello, वे बोलो देख रहे पारो कि नहीं?
Yes, we can.
So see, this is a one page CV. So इसमें मैंने स्पेसिंग बहुत ही कम कर दिया. इतना कम स्पेस नहीं देना चाहिए क्योंकि आंख में लगता है. तो तुम लोग क्या कर सकते हो, ये 9 की जगह तुम 3 लिखोगे और इसको 1.5 स्पेसिंग कर दोगे तो ठीक लगेगा. तो फर्स्ट ईयर में आई सजेस्ट यू मेक अ वन पेज सीवी. इट विल लुक गुड एंड सी. अब मैं कुछ बोलता हूँ जो मतलब कंप्लीटली एथिकल नहीं है पर वो ठीक ही लगता है. जैसे in first year you don't have a lot to offer, so what you can do, so these bright kids, they have done something in school, but I had done nothing in school. My only achievement was I was house captain of some house in DPS. So what I had to do is I had to first increase this academics. So in this I took part in 5 committees, all the centers and all these NLU MNLU offered. I did this. So my bullet points for committees went this long, right? So I had legit things. So being in a committee in a college is a very big thing. Like for if you go to a top college like Nalsar or in, only the top guys get into MCS and all. It's not exactly is this because many of us are lax in that thing. It's our fault mostly because but in other places they it is very valued. So take part in the committees, go to CRCJ, go to Center for Arbitration, everywhere. So mention these, uh, make it this big. Internships, make it minimum. If you have internship, do it or just leave it. In publications, publish 2 3 blogs at least before you are getting which month are you interning, like when does your vacation start?
In June.
June, fair enough. Write at least 3 blogs till then. If you want, I can conduct a session in 2 days time. But you write blogs because these will be a bonus points. You can ask your second year students. Many of them have started writing now only, and they have been receiving responses. Like I can see at least 50 60 likes they get in each blogs, and they are well
Please
reputed.
conduct a session.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead with that
Please plan a
session in
session.
2 to 3 days.
Yes, sure. We can do it tomorrow only, or yeah, tomorrow we can do it. So, anyways, so try to publish 3 blogs. Blogs look very good on this. So publications हो गए. Extracurricular activities में see what you can do is this is I am not suggesting it for a long term, but what you do is you start a certificate course, right? So a certificate course will go for a year, but you can write that pursuing a certificate course. So that will look good. There are various NGOs and all which require volunteering, and they don't really interview a lot. They will just let you join them. Join them. Just write that you are pursuing the internship, right? So these things you can do that. You can ask the second years more, because I have briefed some of them and they are doing it, and I don't know how it's helping them or not, but for me it has been a helpful experience. Huh. Something else? Doubts? Random, any topic you can ask. I'll wrap this session up and conduct a publication session differently.
Sir,
Huh.
sir, what should be the topic of our blogs as first year students?
Bro, publication different session.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, since you mentioned aesthetics in your CV and all,
Yeah,
do you
definitely.
recommend putting visuals and other stuff, colorful stuff in the CV? Like
No,
just for
make it
I
black and white.
okay.
See, what you can do is you can do formatting. You can make it bold. You can change the font. Use Garamond font. It looks like you are applying to Queen Elizabeth. You can add. You can put some colors, like the heading, the panel can be made blue. You can do that kind of stuff, but don't put a picture. One guy has written extensively. He was so irritated with the intern. He wrote a post on LinkedIn that I am not hiring for a model. Please be clear about this. Don't put your photo. You are not that pretty. Blah blah blah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And
How should we do in first year? I mean, look at.
I can't hear you, bro.
your voice is not audible. Siddharth.
Now it's audible.
No, not at all.
No.
It's breaking. Your voice is breaking.
Also, guys, one important thing: get a good Gmail DP, because if you go into meeting with a stupid Gmail, see, when you join Google Meet, the thing which comes on the screen is what DP you have. So get a good DP for Gmail. Get a signature. Yeah, very important thing which I almost forgot.
Yeah, these are the etiquettes which no one teaches you in your law school.
Exactly.
But these are the etiquettes which test you in your courts, in your law firms, and many places, because these are the most important things. I feel like even your dressing skills, your what you wear, the kind of watch you wear, everything is tested in law firm and courts. So these things matters a lot.
So see, there is a thing called online Gmail signature generator, right? So I think you should use this, because if you send a bare text, it does not look good. Now, see, so this is my signature. This is the automatically formatted. Ignore my DP. I will remove this. I have not been advised to keep the face. So this is automatically generated. If you just Google signature generator, you will get it. Make this. Mention your. Very important point. Clear your Facebook and Instagram. I am suggesting you is long beforehand, because I have seen people Googling you up. I have seen people going in Facebook, and in Facebook the cover and the featured photos are public. So you don't want to post your show your party photos to your employers. So start inculcating these habits right away. So I have made an entire different thing. I have made a different ID for professional and family. So the step forward, just ensure that it is not inappropriate, in the sense, like, how can I explain? Don't show alcohol or smoking. I completely support alcohol and smoking, whatever you can do. But suppose a crazy or creepy guy comes up who looks you up on Facebook, he'll judge you, because most of the people who give employment, they are old people and they are a little judgy. So, and also first update your Gmail photo. Put a formal photo or don't put a photo, but don't put photos which you have used on Facebook.
And also in code competitions, you are judged on your dressings and your etiquettes. Because I have one my batchmate who was marked late just because of his hairstyle. So be cautious. And he lost he lost getting external moot court competition just because of his etiquette marks. So be careful in such small things.
Acha, one more request I had to say that Bodhi, can you please send your CV in that WhatsApp group opportunities?
Okay. I'll send my CV, cover letter, and a sample project. I'll send. Don't copy
Yeah,
formatting.
that would be great.
If I
And
find
no, I
anyone
want.
copying my formatting, I'll crash you up.
Okay.
Whenever the offline session starts.
And also the Harvard cover.
I have already sent that, but I guess some of you have not received it.
Bodhi, how should we go for studies in first year? I mean, especially in case of talk.
We will have different session on this.
No, I can give a basic. First of all, study. So that's the first step. So for studying, I don't think you have a library in your home, but
But they have
what
this.
to do? Okay, yeah. I have created a digital library which has a PDFs of all the books. I can share that link with you guys. It has most of the books like criminal law, consti, and all they have. I think you guys have not got the link, right? First years.
No, first years don't have that.
Anand, you have it.
I think we guys are lucky that you are
I
doing so much.
I know. It's okay.
And I'll share it with them.
Anand, share it.
Please do that.
And you can refer so basically what you have to do is, suppose you get a topic like, what are the topics in tort, yeah. So you get a case of that snail case. What's the name?
Turner versus
Rio what?
Stevenson.
Very good. Ria just
Carlyle versus Carlyle.
Donaghy
Oh.
versus Stevenson, I think.
अबे
Oh, sorry.
Carlyle ने वो smoke ball है.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. So anyway, so you get a case like this. So your teachers will send you articles. Don't read them. Read them, but I don't like their articles. So what you do is you Google Donahue versus Stevenson case summary, and you add a word called journal or blog, right? So you will get blogs of other NLUs which have their blogs, and you will get articles on them. Read them. Google case summary okay, one more question. Ryland versus Fletcher. Have you read that?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Con not read.
Yes.
Is it related
done
to
this.
strict liability?
Strict liability.
Yeah.
Yes, smart area. You will be a topper. So, anyways, so whenever you get the topics, suppose strict liability, just Google strict liability law summary. You will get random fuzzy articles from various sites. Read them, get an understanding, but don't read them as a Bible. So after you have read that and you have got a basic summary, then you go to commentaries. Now I can assure you, my library has torts. My library has criminal law, constitutional law, and company law. These you have commentaries. So go to the commentaries and read them. Now, if you want anything very specific, suppose you got a project on strict liability in Indian scenario, something like that, then you have to do research on Manupatra, SCC, and all the legal journals which we pay. That is entirely a different session which I'll include in publications, because in publications you have to do a lot of research. So that's about it. That's how to study. After that, also important, maintain a good rapport with the teacher. That does not mean you need to speak every time. That does not mean you need to say her goodbye every time you end the call. That does not mean you need to email and talk to her personally every day. No, don't piss her off. Don't send random emails on behalf of the whole class trying to start a revolution. Don't make write emails on suppose changing the teacher by using your personal ID. Our batch has done that for 4 years and we have suffered a lot. They will deduct your marks, they will take a legit test and will not be lenient. So don't do that in first year, because in first year and second year, what impression you will give to the teacher, it will continue till the 5th year. Most of the times they don't check properly and they believe on the image. I personally have faced the wrath of 3 teachers because I have sent mails to admin, I have sent mails to batchmates and fought for my batch. I have not received anything beneficial, but my reputation has been ruined. So don't do that. That's how you get marks. In YUR, don't try to be a smart ass. Don't try to be knowledgeable, know it all, and explain what. Just listen what the guy is saying, answer that, and say thank you, and cut the call. That's it. And also maintain a good cordial relations with them. Like when the session like offline session, wish them happy Diwali and all after vacation. And these are basic things. Like if you, I personally do that because I feel affection towards them. Like you will feel a lot good if a teacher meets you outside in Hiranandani market. Acha, you have not been to Hiranandani market, and say that hi and all. And if you get caught in major scene, so I was caught in the scene where my induction was illegally investigated, but I had good relations with the warden, so he let it off. So these things can come into help. And if you are into narcotics, it will be a very good help if you are in good terms with the teacher. Else you will be sent to police station and back. So don't do drugs. If you do it in seclusion and with good terms with the teacher. Not with the teacher, but alone. Yeah. Anything?
I guess Satyam wants to add something. Satyam. After that, we'll
Smart
wrap up.
boy.
Smart boy. Yeah.
Does college give us access to SCC and
Yes,
or Homeopathy?
You don't have VPN, right? You have not been given VPN.
We've been given it. I mean the VPN.
Yes, we have the SSL council
This
VPN.
is not cool.
We have that one.
You are blaming the college.
Yeah. After Satyam speaks, we'll wrap up the session.
Yeah.
Satyam, smart boy.
Hello, everybody. So we have an orientation. So actually, what I want to say is not it is not like it is not going. I'm not going to say it today. So probably there's a. I'm just here to request you that there's an orientation of MCS after some days. Just some of you guys stay after that because mine is a lengthier one and I'll be able to deliver at that moment only.
Okay.
I hope you guys stay after the
Thank you for
MCS.
staying 2 hours.
Actually,
you are doing when you want on the publication thing. Let's wrap up.
I guess they are comfortable on weekends.
Not weekends, weekdays only. We want the weekend to be free.
Decide among your batch and inform me a day before, or
Okay.
on in the
We'll
morning
do that.
if you want it on the evening.
Yeah,
Your
you can just
MCS orientation
Okay,
is
fine.
on Saturday, so I don't think so. Your weekend could be free at that moment. If you want to know about some things about moods, then you have to come on Saturday.
Okay, one last thing. Before you all leave, I mean, Pratik Bhaiya, before you leave college, can you take a session on mooting and stuff and all and share your exceptional knowledge?
That is on 28th. Okay, it will be conducted by the Mood Court Society.
it will be not good thing that I should be conducting this session because we have a separate MCS committee. And
I am a member of that committee, so I'm telling you, it's on 28th.
Yeah, I need
And could
Okay,
could
sir,
we
no
have
offense
such
then.
sessions regularly? Could we have such sessions regularly?
Bro, I can do that.
Once
but
in 2 weeks or
yeah, I personally can do. See,
Yeah, this
you
was
can
one
approach
of
me.
the best interaction with you guys. So helpful.
Welcome. So see, what I can do is I can help you on research. I can help you on professional etiquettes. I can help you on projects. And I don't think I can help you. I am exactly the guy for academics because my rank is low. My CGPA is around 7.2 or something. But regarding publications and research, I can do it. So why inform in advance and make it a regular thing. Like I don't want that I have to repeat it every time. So if you are interested, just attend the session, because if I hear a question personally from you tomorrow on the same topic which I have covered for 2 hours, I'll be irritated. You are getting what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just do it collectively.
and I'm here to help you for your academics, whatever barriers you face
Yeah,
between
for every
academics.
administrative thing, go to him. He knows about all the office things and all how to wriggle out, and litigation he's good.
Yeah. If you want anything about litigation, do approach me anytime.
Anand
Okay,
Bhuma wants to
thank
say
you.
something. His mic is on.
Shall we end up the meeting? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.